Hello my friends. I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to play Dance of the Sugarplum Fairy. The PDF is there for your download. There's a couple of notes where it says bar. Bar fret 7, bar fret 6, bar fret 7, fret 4, fret 2. So the way that I was getting the resonance out of this little ukulele, this is my little STL concert from Romero Creations, laminate, mahogany. So it's got the warm, rich tone, but it's so easy to travel with. In order to get optimal resonance on your ukulele or this one, I like to use my fingernail. If you don't have a nail, you might know how to use a pick. I don't. So I had my nail shaped like this, so that it just goes out to a little bit of a tip. All my fingernails on the right side do that. All my left-hand fingernails are gone. So as long as it goes out to a nice tip and it's somewhat thin, it's very thin actually, and I can kind of brace it with the back of my finger so I get this. As opposed to, or even, it's just different using the nail. I also do like to use the pinch method. So when you do your pinch, you're going to have one finger per string. And if you're playing all of the strings, like at the end of the song, you can work on doing a little roll where you put all 4 down first and then you pull, or rather peel them off, one at a time, making sure that they touch first, and then you peel them away. You can do that for a lot of the song with just your W fingers because it's only using those top 3 strings. So you could practice going ba ba ba, ba ba ba, ba ba ba. And I'm up here on the fretboard, but you might do it down here. Ba, ba, ba. I usually do it so my fingers can stop on the fretboard, but get as low as I can because that's where the beautiful tone is. You hear how it starts thinning out on the edges. So there is this optimal range in here, but even up here is different than here, so experiment a little bit. When you're barring those different sections, that means you're going to put your first finger down. It might be really difficult at first, or it might be super easy for you depending on what your experience is with playing instrumental music is at the time. But I'll walk you through a little bit. We're going to hit that open E. Then we're going to actually put our first finger across both of those 7s to begin with, which I didn't add on there, but we're going to do this. Okay, so it's better if that's down already, and you use your pinky. Then right away you're going to shift into this shape, which looks like a G7. A whole bunch of those happen in the song, so just remember it looks like a G7, but it's up starting on fret 9. This is important because you're going to be jumping all over, but not really jumping, you're going to be sliding all over. So we've got 9 first, so you can either push through with your nail. You could strum through with your thumb, although I don't recommend it because it's very limiting. Or you can go, or you can take your W fingers and pick it. That's what I did. And if you're lucky enough to have a little bit of nail, then when you pick with all 3 fingers, the string is rolling off of the flesh and just clipping the nail just at the end. Can you hear how it's still resonating? And it just stopped. So much different than this, which you still get some nice resonance with, but it sounds a little different. So I use your W fingers. So you go starting on fret 9. Now we're on to the second measure. We're going to slide our fingers up to stop at fret 5. Index is what you're thinking of, fret 5. Then you take the whole shape and slide up 1. Then you're going to take the whole shape down to 4. And at the end, I recommend a little pop, a little staccato pop, because it's supposed to sound like somebody's tiptoeing. So we're going to go pop, 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 pop. Actually, I pop everyone. Pop, 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 pop. But I do a little louder at the last one. When you get down to that 3 and you've just done that, now we're on the second line. We're going to actually flip our fingers around to do like almost like a long G. One of my students Tina Makuhai used to call it, like it looks like an elephant. The ears at the top and the nose at the bottom. So we're going to pull that 3 times. Now we have to shift up to fret 7, but I don't want you to lift and helicopter in. I'd rather you start with your fingers where they were, leave your ring down for stability, and you're going to put your index down and slide into fret 7. Okay, that's the easiest way to get there. Then we're going to go just the peace sign fingers, and then our ring. Then we'll put these 2 fingers down here, still barring. And then we'll lift those fingers off. Now we've got a little ba-da-da-da-dum. This is the fastest part of the song, but you can take your time through it if you want. I recommend using your middle finger to end on 4. 7, 5, 7, 6, 4. Okay, so now we're on the 3rd line. I've already got the 4 down, I just hit it. I'm going to add my finger, index finger for 3, because look, coming right up is another 3, 4, and then a pop with 3, 4. So we're going to go 3, 4 separately, and then together. Then we're going to just lightly set down the ring finger, lift up your peace sign fingers, and move your index over to fret 3 of the C string. So that's a little exercise you can practice. You have your peace sign fingers on 3 and 4. Then your ring goes down and your index hops over. You can practice that back and forth. And that will make your fingers so intuitive, just being able to do this. So again, it's indexes and middle, and then my ring and my index. Index and middle, ring and index. That's nice. Then all we have to do is add our middle finger up at the back. We've got that same elephant shape, the 2 ears and the nose. And then we're going to switch it all around for an E minor. This song is going to teach your fingers so much dexterity. It's going to be amazing. And then from here, I need to go all the way up to fret 9 again, I do believe, yep. So my index is going to go onto the string I need, and then whoop, all the way up to 9. And we're going to do our little pops again. Pop, 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 pop. This time you got to bar fret 6, put your index, your middle down on 7. Then we're just going to hop that middle in, put your pinky on 9, hop the middle back, put your pinky on 9, hop your middle in, and then you're already on the 7, your middle finger's there ready for your this time, instead of going down to 4, we can just hit our open E, which is the same note. 4, open E. We went to 4 before because we needed to do this. But this time we can just go open E, and that gives us time to get our fingers up here to do the same thing we did in the very beginning. I am now down on measure 9. Shift to your G7 shape at fret 9, then fret 5, then fret 6, then fret 4, fret 3, flip it around for the long elephant shape, then we're going to bring it back up to fret 7, center 2 strings only. I'm still using my nail because I like that ringing tone, but you could use your peace sign fingers. And then this time we don't have any pa-da-da-da-dum, we just let it rest. And now we're going to come over here to our diminished shape, which is like a little checkerboard shape. If you've been strumming along to the Santa Cruz songbook songs or any kind of jazz music or Christmas, you'll see this shape all over the place. So might as well get it down now because it will become very easy and intuitive to you. So we're going to hit that bass note. If you have a low G, it will sound like this. If you have a high G, it's going to sound like this. Let me think of what that note is. Here. No, here. Okay, and that's okay. It'll just sound different than mine. So I'm going to go boom, and then I go. So I just took the same shape. Left hand is very simple. Right hand is too. I go my G string, strum, G string, strum, shift my fingers down 1 fret, and strum. That buttons up that little section. Now here's the next little part at the end. We've got our E7, which is a bar with our middle finger on 5. And we're gonna hit that bass note again. And then strum, G string, strum. Now I've just gotta shift these middle and ring finger over for this shape here, which you will see 1,000 times. It's totally worth knowing. That's an A chord there. And we're gonna come back up here to D7, hit the bass, strum, bass, strum, shift your fingers over for a G chord. And then from here, hit that note. You want that one, the B note. And then you're gonna shift into your next shape, which is 2-3-2-2, a B7, just for a strum. Very last measure now. And we're sliding up to 7, adding our ring over here on 9. This is an E minor chord, strum, bass note. So play it with me one time, nice and slow. I'm gonna say, we're gonna come in on beat 1. Here we go. Red, 1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 5, 6, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3. Flip it around, elephant. 1, 2, 3. And we're coming up to your fret 7. Here's our little da-da-da-da-da. Now we got 3, 4, 3. Together, over, E minor. Now up at fret 9. Fret 8. Lay it out on 6. Now just a little movement here. 9. 9. Here's our little run. Open E. Ba, ba, ba. Fret 8. 5. Fret 6. Fret 4. Fret 3. Flip it around. Back up to 7. Now we got our diminished shape starting on fret 6. Lay it out on 4. Flip it over. Lay it out on 2. Okay, over now. And then hit that B note, fret 4 of the G string, B7 chord, E minor, and fret E there, the 9, fret 9 is the E note. That way you can still have this ringing. Even though it's the same as your open E, you could just let go and hit your open E, but then you won't have these 3 notes still ringing out. So that the very last one I like to go. Well, I hope you had fun learning how to play Dance of the Sugarplum Fairy. No worries if you don't get it all completely memorized this season, because guess what? Christmas will be back. So have fun. Merry Christmas. And maybe I'll see you in one of my classes or online someplace. Stop by and say hello.